Hi everyone, in this week's Dispatch video we're discussing subject access requests and in particular an employee request to see social media commentary or WhatsApp messages of individuals who they may work with. So often these are the juicy pieces of information that an employee might be fishing for, and we have to consider how that request marries up with the general right to understand what personal data is being processed and controlled by the employer. So we are only obliged to comply with a subject access request under GDPR in respect of personal data which we process as a controller. So we will not be a data controller in relation to social media accounts or comments or content that is not held by us centrally. So often these accounts will be held on an employee's own device, nothing to do with work, and whilst they may be communicating with colleagues and possibly within work time as well, if we are not the controller of those systems or that data, we will not have an obligation to provide copies of that to the employee concerned. If there is information stored on our hard drives of computers, so somebody may have been using applications which are stored on our systems, it may well be that we are controllers of that data. The complication and the blurred line is if an employee is using personal applications on work devices such as our mobile phones. In those cases, I think we have to make an assessment about whether or not we are genuinely processing or controlling the data that is on those systems, or whether there is an expectation that those applications essentially belong to the employee, and that may come down to the policies that we create around ownership of those accounts and of the information contained on those devices. Now, a subject access request that is asking for everything to do with an employee may be very difficult to comply with, particularly where there is a significant history. So if the employee has significant length of service and simply asks for all personal data concerning themselves, including held on social media accounts or Teams conversations, which are very common nowadays, there is a possibility that the employer may be able to turn down the request on the basis of it being manifestly unfounded or excessive. So if that is not limited in scope and could return hundreds of thousands of results, we would generally try to work with the employer to reduce the scope of that request, and may ultimately try to argue that it is excessive and does not have to be complied with. So I hope that gives you some information around social media and information which we may or may not control in the context of subject access requests. It's a very complicated area. We do have a dedicated regulatory team who can assist with these requests as well. If you do need some assistance, please do get in touch. Visit the website chadwicklawrence.co.uk or email employmenthub@chadlaw.co.uk. Thank you.